Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I am recording this video from my gym car. This vehicle was my gym vehicle when I was about 18-19 years young, and I don't know why I never got it. I went to test drive it back in the days, but I don't know why I never got it. I know at first time when I drove this vehicle, it's called Mercury Cougar from 1999. I arrived to Canada in 1999 on March 10th from Hungary, middle of Europe, and this design is a European, American, Japanese. It's like a very international design, and it just captured my heart. I was very, we were very amazed about the style of the vehicle, the the performance of the vehicle, physically very optional, very what would you call it? Like if you do what it takes to have a very pleasant ride, a very safe, pleasant ride, and aerodynamically or dynamically, like the flow through the vehicle or around the vehicle is exceptionally incredible, and it is still one of the number one around the world after 25 years. That's how good this vehicle is. You can do a lot of magical stuff with the engine. There's like a built-in turbo system. It actually has its own pulley. It pulls air additionally to another additional pipe right onto the engine. But this vehicle wasn't really the main the main what do you call it subject of this video. This vehicle was not, but I wanted to mention it because it's very special to me. I like to thank for everyone who helped me to get this vehicle over here in Nanaimo, British Columbia, in Canada. I am truly thankful for you. Another thing I like to mention is there's a story from 2016, I believe, when we met with Kyron. He used to be one of our instructor at the Royal Road University while I was learning about about justice. So I could become a Bachelor of Arts in Justice, worldwide, of course, and for humankind, of course. The Royal Road University got nothing to do with mutants. There are mutants on the planet everywhere, but the purpose of the human planet is to humanize those humanoids who may evolved and then devolved and they need help to evolve again. accordingly the human soul, accordingly the own human souls or spirits, the spiritual properties. So back to Chiron. Chiron started the course. I think he was teaching criminal and analyzing criminal cases, organizing and analyze and organize them. According to the type of nature, alien nature, of course. They are all infections, of course, from bacteria and viruses through the animal race, because they are naturally enlarged bacteria and viruses, or very, very little. So anyways, the energized waste products will play some role in this representation, but we will get back to them. So Chiron was telling us, our instructor at Royal Road University, he started with a joke that was kind of like a very rough joke, but he was a highly ranked police officer and special ops and scuba diver, a lot of very specialized skills he had, or he has. So he started off with a joke. He said, I joined the police force when I was very young because I wanted to catch assholes. And then he continued. He said that after years and years of catching assholes, I realized that I became an asshole. So most of the students in a few months during this university program were horrified. They were terrified. Most of them. There were a couple of nice nuggles, like like they kind of understood the situation, and they had to go through it, and they had to become who they are really instead of an asshole, and they had to do it again and again and again, pretty much on a daily basis, or pretty much on a momentary basis in many cases. It is a very, 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 very challenging situation when you gotta deal with, when you want to help humans, and there are infections which will come through them, and they will get energized, because the only reason why you could deal with humans instead of dealing with the infections is because your human spirit is cleaner. Your human soul is not infected to the nervous system. But for that you need to have clean blood, so you have clean cells, and then all the cells which are building up pretty much everything down to the atomic level in our bodies, held up by energy, of course. It needs to be clean. It needs to be, as at least by quality of nature, at least as clean as platinum. So gold can do a lot of physical when it comes to the pH balance of gold, like 24, 28 carat. Those are very pure gold, very soft gold. the pH balances can do a lot they can do a lot physically for humans as well as psychologically. But when it comes to the human soul, your pH balance gotta be at least as high as the reflection of the sunlight or the electrons through or from platinum or on platinum or diamond or some other very very potential energy carriers. They do have these potentials, but of course we look at noble minerals, they are like the top of the line. The planet, the human planet, has an entire area made up by platinum. They are levitating, and they make sure that the tectonic plates move in the right order and directions. But of course, it is only possible if humans are clean neurologically, because electromagnetically humans are interconnected with the electromagnetic field of the planet, all the way down to the core of the planet, and even more, even so on. So we are interconnected all through the universe, all the way to the Orion star system, where humans are originating from. That's the A zone of the universe, the first ring, the brightest ring. That's why we have, normally we do have 100% energy sustaining abilities. We are actually harming any others. But of course, for that you will need to know a lot more. You will need to remember a lot more regarding to who you are, according to the 4 plus 1 main element. That's 5, plus Saint Trinity. So that means energetic, physical, as well as psychological human right balance. That's Saint Trinity. Now you add the 5 main element, 4 plus 1. The ether is the 5th for the human element, energetically. But then you need Saint Trinity. You combine the two, you got 8. That's where we truly we are belonging to. So anyhow, when Cairo mentioned that joke, what he actually went through, just like most of the folks who decide to who got the guts, got the brains and the guts clean enough and well enough to decide to help other people just to get out the buck trap, just to get out from the polluted state of how about energetically, physically, or psychologically. Maybe some of those main elements got poisoned, polluted, who knows? Every situation is another one, and every situation has already been happened when it comes to good things, but it is true also when it comes to bad things. Everything has already happened and keeps on happening. And the only good thing, the only advantage what we got against the buck trap, against the attacks from pollutions through anyone or anything, pretty much. If they don't know how to protect themselves, the pollutions will come through, and they will produce beasts, viruses and bacteria and hybrids, and you don't want to go there. But what is important is every individual, every human soul, or actually every soul in existence, as long as they were clean and well, that means that they were not injured, or the injuries were sustained well enough so they can still access the human soulful potentials. Because normally even the virus, or the viruses, or the bacteria, or the hybrids, even those guys, they got human souls. They got a human soul carrying ability partially. And the only reason why they don't have it more is because they're housing. It is polluted, but the energy is pure. The energy is pure. What the housing, which is polluted, is carrying, but it can only carrying it like any other housings, like physical homes, with accordingly the physical abilities of that atomic structure. And normally we are all pure carbon molecular structures. That's the molecular level. Of course, there is atomic level and elemental levels, and there are even more levels than that. So, but it's the basics are the quality of energy, and in the quality of the environment where the energy can manifest into a physical formation. So if the conditions are there, if everything is there, what it takes to resurrect the human soul in the human physiology, it will be a human soul in the human physiology. It can happen to humans normally. That what happens. But of course, when it comes to hybrids, what are you gonna do? Are you going to wish for a miracle? It could help, and there are procedures where they can actually I think it's kind of like a gene treatment, or it's possible to do stuff, but yeah. So when it comes to the reproduction, it's very, very important who you do your reproduction or reproductions with. It has to do the decision must be made by the human soul. And of course, the half-human souls in the half-human physiologies, or at least the ones that are capable of at least psychologically understanding who they are as humanoids, energetically, that's the basic. It is very important for you to decide and to stick with that decision and to do everything according to it. So if you want the human keen, then do it with the human, but make sure you are also human, energetically, physically, as well as psychologically, according to the 5 elements. If you are not, you're gonna cause trouble for you, for everyone else too, because that's not fair. That's not human and legal. Bugs do that all the time to humans and pollutions, but that's not the human element, that's not the human spirit, that's just the human soul doing it. And animals doing it all the time in hybrids. So anyways, stick with it. If you are happy with the way you are, and okay, I am, let's say for humans, I can only speak for humans really. Let's say you consume certain animals. You consume pork, chicken, beef, most common ones, fish. You will do perfectly well with people who consume the same thing in the same order or rhythm. Rhythms, biorhythms, and algorithms involved in everything. comes with the way you're doing it and how you're doing it and when you're doing it and why you're doing it and with who you're doing it with. You take those people who who consume the same things. In this case, of course, they are pollutions. Some cultures call them spices. Oh, I spiced this so. It's a monkey because I fed monkey shit to it through the air or through drinks or food. There are a lot of weird bug attacks on the planet. People are literally getting fed through the air with poo, all different types of poos. They are dead bacteria, and when the dead bacteria arrives to the atmosphere and gets energized to even the lights, the street lights can energize viruses enough to actually become bacteria in the air. What you breathe in, you don't need it with naked eyes. It's hard to see. Special people can see it, but not so many, because you feel it, then you see it, because it will be an acidic and acidifying effect in this electromagnetic field. And once your neurological system is clean, of course, because your blood is clean and your cells are clean, and all the rest of the components is too, like what I already mentioned, then according to the 5 main elements, then you know it before it comes. But what are you gonna do? Sit in the car like me? How much do you think that we'll have? And for how long? That's why we don't stop cleaning ourselves. Right now I'm consuming soda water. Soda water. It's just air in the water, so won't hurt. Anyhow, this is the message for now. I think this message could belong to I don't know the title, probably for Humankind or yeah, we'll see where can I fit it in, which title, because there are like 8 or 9 books or productions I'm working on at the same time, and all the books will be interconnected and interlinked to these videos, and they are here to help humans to remember who they are as human souls, who we are as human souls. Of course, when it comes to the animals or any other human spirited things around us, even the pure ones, like the noble minerals or the noble plants, they are the pure ones, including the 5 main elements. Of course, for us it's very easy to remember. You don't have to teach a seed to grow. Right? That is the music. You just gotta make sure. Of course, the song does not continue, but I will edit. You don't need to teach the seed to grow, but you do need to care for it. You need to make sure that the seed gets the proper environmental conditions inside and out, what it requires to grow. So, and as humans, we are all good seeds. We are all seeds, actually. We are all Magyars. Or Koreans. The code is like that. We are all that. But again, finding the environment where your seed can grow, or creating it, or co-creating it, it will always come with geological or electromagnetic environments, by type, by quality, and you should be able to do it anywhere you wish to on the planet, as long as you are human natured, as long as you are not, or at least not too infected to be there. But that's another story. I hope everyone is doing okay, regardless of this intergalactic warfare, which got nothing to do with humans. Regardless of that, I hope all the human souls doing okay. I wish that I could help more, and I also wish that other folks who could help me could help more too. And I do believe that all wishes are here to fulfill, here to make them come true. So let's do it. We don't really need to hurt the animal race, even though they don't have the perception ability to by themselves they don't have the perception ability to, because they are basically only two-dimensional pluses. That's in the other lessons, while humans are basically three-dimensional pluses. So huge difference, and the habits are in between, so huge difference. The objects are 1 plus, and I have to say that. So what is very important is we don't have to hurt animals, but remember this: as long as any being is living, either because being helped to live there, or they creating it for themselves and they were able to protect it from dangers, no matter for what reasons. But as long as a living being, any living beings, are able to live in a suitable environment or environments, usually there are more than one environments any living beings like to live in, but there are specific vibrations, frequencies, physical environmental conditions, as well as psychological, not only energetic, apply. They need it. They get it. They will not bother. The only reason why they would might bother anyone, or anyone would might bother anyone, because they are being bothered. But really, where is the source? Where are all the botherings coming from? And why are we still not tackling it? Why are we still not solving the challenges? Why? Is it us who are not solving the challenges, or is it something else? If you're asking me, humans are solving challenges. That's all the human spirit does. It's super alkaline, it's super spiritual, it's super bright. It does nothing else. Through the noble, also through or by the noble plants, the noble minerals, or the noble humans. And the human spirit is always noble, but again, you gotta remember, is that source of energy we're talking about, the human soul. While we know it is in someone's or some things, is that radiating human soul qualities through that physical housing, or is it radiating something else? And of course, humans got a choice. You got humans so strong. The human soul is so strong. It's unbelievably strong. Just take this. I think I already mentioned this. Just take this for example. In one molecule of sunlight energy that is packed in green, which is chlorophyll. The sunlight energy packed in green is chlorophyll. That saying is from Professor Oliver Young, Professor Oliver Robert Young. He lives in California. So he says that the sunlight energy packed in green is chlorophyll. which is true. So imagine this: in one molecule, concentratedly, in one molecule of chlorophyll, which is a concentrated sunlight energy backed in green, you got anywhere in between 2 to 20 million volts. That's much more than a lightning. That's much more than a lightning can produce. Or there's a lightning ball too. Much more. Now, that's only one molecule of the sunlight energy, which is exactly the same as the human soul. The sunlight energy by quality of nature, or the sunlight energy in the chlorophyll, which are in every green plants, and pretty much it is in a lot of things, but mostly in green plants. So imagine that just one molecule of that source, which we call the human soul, which is in our neurological system. So the neurological system of the humans or any other living beings are like channels. Imagine super bright tunnels because they are electrified with pure electricity, pure energy, 100%. That's the human quality. When the human soul is manifested physiologically, then you tell me, you're gonna answer this question. I'm just gonna ask the question: if a human soul manifests any physiologically, then of course the product will be a psychology too. Then will it be 100% pure too? If it does, I'm gonna let you to answer the question. Because if it truly does, then that's how powerful we are. That's why we are so wanted by any other living formations across the universe. But we don't have to give it up. We don't have to bend. We don't have to mix. We don't have to suffer. We don't have to make others suffer while we suffer. Because only the people who suffer will do that. People who don't suffer, I mean, the pollutions don't do that through them. Let's put it that way. Which are becoming animals, and of course they suffer on the inside. So the pollution produces animals on the inside of humans when they consume them, or when they get into humans. Mainly by consuming animals, or the animals just pollute the humans so they can channel human energy to them. To the animals inside the humans and outside the humans. Also, the intergalactic bug race gets from that energy too. But that's called the intergalactic bug trap. Right now we're mainly focusing on the bug trap, which is existing on Earth, all through Earth. So yeah, I like to encourage everyone to keep this pure carbon molecule structure physically, which is originally a pure carbon molecule structure and atomic structure to its pure, like a diamond, like a purest platinum. These two guys got it. You can host human soul in them perfectly well. There are probably other elements too that can do it, but we're not gonna go there right now. We're just gonna focus on the basics at the moment. Of course, there are gases, and there are many ways to host human souls, to safeguard them. But of course, the human physiology makes us happier, because then we can physically enjoy this amazing human life. Okay, I love you. God bless you. This is it for now. I still haven't decided about the title of this video. Maybe it will be for Humankind, but I still have to think about it, if it will qualify. Because of course, as closer we get to heaven's love or heaven's net, I think they are the purest ones I will mention, where humans are really belonging to. Of course, to get there, I don't think this message will qualify for those, but this message will qualify for, it could be for the way it should be, the chapter or the book titled the way it should be, or for humankind, or for state of mind. I think it's too good for state of mind. Yeah, all the best.